My child, do you know why you are here today? It is because deep within your soul, you seek the truth I have written into your heart since the beginning of time. Today, we speak about your destiny. A destiny not of mere survival, but of thriving, of rising above the chaos, and stepping into the fullness of life I have planned for you. Yes, you are destined to thrive. You may wonder, how can I thrive when life seems to press me from every side? When I face struggles, pain, and uncertainty? My beloved, I know your heart. I see your tears. I hear your silent cries, and I understand the weight you carry. But let me remind you, I created you not for a life of fear and defeat, but for a life filled with purpose, strength, and joy. I crafted you with intentionality. Before you took your first breath, I laid out plans for your life. Plans to prosper you, not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Your destiny is not hidden in the shadows of despair. It is illuminated by the light of my love, a love so profound that it cannot be shaken by the storms of this world. You are more than the circumstances that surround you. You are not defined by your failures, your past mistakes, or the opinions of others. I define you, and I call you beloved, chosen, and victorious. Look not to the world to tell you who you are, but look to me, for I am the one who formed you, the one who knows you better than you know yourself. But thriving, my child, does not mean a life absent of challenges. Thriving means standing firm when the winds of adversity blow. It means trusting in me even when you cannot see the way forward. For I am the one who makes a way in the wilderness, who brings streams of water to dry places. Isaiah 43 verse 19. And I will do the same for you. Listen closely. Within you lies the seed of greatness, the potential to rise above every hardship. I planted that seed in your spirit, and though the soil of your life may feel dry, though it may seem as though nothing is growing, I am working beneath the surface. In time, you will see the fruit of your endurance. Today, I invite you to shift your mindset. Do not focus on surviving the day-to-day grind. Instead, focus on thriving in every area of your life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally. You were not created to live small. You were created to walk in abundance, to experience the fullness of my promises, and to thrive in ways you cannot yet imagine. My child, you are destined for so much more. The life you long for is not a distant dream. It is within reach. Trust in me. Lean not on your own understanding, and watch how I will lead you into a season of thriving that surpasses all you have hoped for. Now that you understand that you are destined to thrive, let us go deeper. My word is filled with revelations that guide you toward the life of abundance I have promised you. From the beginning, I have declared that you are created in my image. Genesis 1 verse 27. This truth alone speaks to your potential, the potential to create, to love, to overcome, and to live in harmony with my divine purpose for your life. In this journey, I want you to remember one thing. Thriving is a state of the heart, a condition of the soul, and it begins with your relationship with me. Seek first my kingdom and my righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Matthew 6 verse 33. What are these things? They are the needs and desires of your heart. I know them all even before you speak them. When you place your trust in me and seek me above all else, I will align your steps with the path that leads to abundance. But beware, my child, the enemy of your soul will attempt to distract you, to steal your joy, and to make you believe that you are not enough. He will try to convince you that thriving is out of reach, that you must settle for a life of mediocrity, merely surviving the trials you face. Yet, I remind you today, the thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I have come that you may have life and have it to the full. John 10 verse 10. When you live in the fullness of my love, you begin to recognize the lies for what they are. You begin to see that thriving is not just about external success, but about the richness of your inner life. It is about knowing that no matter what comes your way, I am with you, guiding you, strengthening you, and providing for you. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in your weakness. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. This is where you must root yourself, in the knowledge that I am for you. I am not distant, watching your struggles from afar. No, I am intimately involved in every detail of your life, working all things for your good. Romans 8 verse 28. Even in the moments when you feel alone or unsure, I am there. Trust in this promise. When you feel the weight of the world pressing down on you, remember the words of my Son, Jesus. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. Thriving begins with rest. Not the kind of rest that comes from sleep, but the rest that comes from laying your burdens at my feet and trusting that I will carry them for you. You see, the world tells you that thriving comes from striving, from doing more, achieving more, and never stopping. But my way is different. Thriving in my kingdom begins with surrender. It begins when you let go of the need to control everything and allow me to take the lead. My plans for you are far greater than anything you could imagine. Trust in me, and watch as I lead you into a life that exceeds your expectations. Let me tell you a story, beloved, to help you understand what it truly means to thrive. There was once a small seed, buried deep in the earth. In the darkness, it felt forgotten, abandoned, and crushed by the weight of the soil. It was cold, lonely, and without hope of ever seeing the light again. But something miraculous was happening beneath the surface. Though the seed could not see it, I was at work. I had planted that seed with purpose, and I knew exactly what it needed. The darkness was not the end, but the beginning. Slowly, as the days passed, the seed began to sprout. It pushed through the soil, struggling against the weight of the earth that surrounded it. And then, one day, it broke through the surface and saw the sunlight for the first time. That seed, which once felt forgotten, now stood tall as a mighty tree, its branches reaching toward the heavens. Its roots grew deep, drawing life from the earth, and its leaves provided shade and shelter for others. It had not just survived, it had thrived. What it once saw as darkness and abandonment was, in truth, the very environment needed for its growth. My child, you are like that seed. You may feel as though the weight of your circumstances is too much to bear. You may feel buried in darkness, unsure of how to move forward. But I want you to understand something. The soil that surrounds you is not meant to bury you, but to grow you. I am working in ways you cannot yet see. In time, you will break through the surface and see the light again. You will rise, strong and resilient, and you will thrive. The process of growth is not always easy. It often requires patience, endurance, and faith. But know this, I have not left you. Just as the seed needed the darkness of the soil to grow, you too are being prepared for something greater. Every challenge, every trial is shaping you into the person you were created to be. Think of a river, my child. The river does not fight against the rocks in its path. It flows around them, shaping the landscape as it goes. Over time, the river carves out valleys and canyons, creating beauty where once there were obstacles. You too are like that river. The obstacles in your life are not there to stop you, but to shape you, to guide you on your journey toward thriving. And remember the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, yet I feed them. Matthew 6 verse 26. If I care for the birds, how much more do I care for you? You are of immeasurable worth to me. You need not worry or strive for the things of this world, for I will provide for all your needs. Your task is to trust in me, to flow like the river, and to grow like the seed. So, when you face challenges, do not be discouraged. Instead, see them as opportunities for growth. Like the seed, you are destined to break through the surface and thrive in ways you cannot yet imagine. Your time of flourishing is near. Now, my child, I ask you to pause and reflect. Do you believe in the destiny I have for you? Do you trust that, even in your darkest moments, I am with you, guiding you toward a life of thriving? These are not simple questions, but they are essential to your journey. Take a moment to search your heart. What doubts are you holding on to? What fears are preventing you from stepping fully into the life I have planned for you? Let me ask you another question. When was the last time you truly rested in my presence? Not the kind of rest that comes from sitting still or being free from tasks, but the deep soul rest that comes from trusting me completely. Are you willing to lay down your burdens, your fears, your plans, and let me take over? For it is in surrender that you will find strength. As I have said, in quietness and trust is your strength. Isaiah 30 verse 15. Will you trust me enough to be still? You see, the world around you moves fast. It demands that you keep up, that you work harder, achieve more, and prove your worth. But my ways are different. I do not require you to earn my love or prove your value. You are already deeply loved, simply because you are mine. Do you believe this? Do you know in the depths of your soul that you are enough just as you are? I want you to consider this. How often do you listen to the voices of the world instead of my voice? The world may tell you that you are not doing enough, that you must strive harder to thrive. But I tell you that thriving comes from abiding in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. John 15 verse 5. Are you staying connected to me, the source of all life, or are you trying to thrive on your own? Here is another question for your heart. What is holding you back from trusting me fully? Is it fear of the unknown? Is it the pain of past disappointments? I understand your hesitations, and I do not condemn you for them. But I invite you to bring those fears and disappointments to me. Lay them at my feet, and let me show you a new way forward. For my ways are higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than your thoughts. Isaiah 55 verse 9. Finally, consider this. What would your life look like if you truly believed that I am for you, that I am working all things for your good? How would you live differently if you were confident that I am with you, guiding every step, even when the path seems unclear? My child, you are destined to thrive, but it requires a heart that is fully surrendered to me, a heart that trusts in my goodness even when the circumstances are difficult. So I ask again, are you ready to trust me? Are you ready to step out of fear and into faith? To let go of the need to control and allow me to lead you? For when you do, you will find a peace that surpasses all understanding, and you will begin to experience the thriving life I have promised you. Let us now bring together the truths we have been exploring. You are destined to thrive, and this is not just a promise for some distant future. It is a reality that begins here and now, in your heart, as you align yourself with me. My plans for you are good, my child. I have spoken it, and my words do not return void. When I declare that you are meant for more than just surviving, I mean that you are called to live a life of abundance, rooted in my love and my promises. Remember, the world will try to tell you otherwise. It will push you to define your success by what you accomplish, by what you possess, and by how others see you. But I tell you, thriving is not about what you can achieve on your own. It is about what I can do through you when you allow me to lead. As the Apostle Paul wrote, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4 verse 13. It is my strength that enables you to thrive, not your own efforts. So what does thriving look like? It looks like peace in the midst of chaos, joy in the face of adversity, and love that overflows even when the world feels harsh. It means living a life that reflects my goodness, trusting that I am working even in the smallest details of your life. You may not always see it, but I am constantly weaving together the threads of your circumstances into something beautiful. Do you believe that? Think again about the seed we spoke of earlier. Its journey to becoming a mighty tree wasn't easy. It had to break through the soil, face the elements, and grow despite the challenges. Yet it thrived because it was rooted deeply in the ground. In the same way, your ability to thrive comes from being deeply rooted in me. When your roots are strong, you can withstand any storm. You will not be shaken, because you know that I am your foundation. And just as the tree provides shade and shelter for others, your life, when it thrives, will become a blessing to those around you. This is part of your destiny, to not only thrive for yourself, but to be a source of life and encouragement for others. As I have blessed you, you are called to bless others. Freely you have received, freely give. Matthew 10 verse 8. But thriving also means embracing the process. It may not happen overnight. There will be seasons of waiting, seasons of stretching, and seasons of growth. In those moments, I ask you to trust in my timing. For everything there is a season, and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes 3 verse 1. Your season of thriving is coming, but even in the waiting, I am with you, preparing you for what is to come. So hold on to this truth. You are destined to thrive because you are mine. I have called you by name, and I have set you apart for a purpose. No weapon formed against you will prosper, and no challenge you face is greater than my power within you. Trust in me, abide in me, and you will see my promises come to pass in your life. Are you ready to walk in the fullness of your destiny? Are you prepared to step into the life of thriving that I have planned for you? If so, place your trust fully in me, and watch as I lead you into the abundant life that has always been yours. Now, as we come to the conclusion of this message, I want you to carry with you a word of hope, my beloved. The road ahead may still seem uncertain at times. There will be days when you question whether you are truly thriving or simply trying to survive. But I assure you, I am with you every step of the way. Your journey is not in vain, and your efforts are not unnoticed. The life I have promised you is not one of mere existence, but of flourishing. And the key to this thriving life is simple. Remain close to me. As you draw near to me, I will draw near to you, James 4 verse 8. I will guide your steps, light your path, and sustain you through every trial. Remember, I am the good shepherd, and I care deeply for my sheep. I know you by name, and I have prepared a place for you in my kingdom. Will you trust me to lead you? Consider this: the greatest victories in life often come after the greatest struggles. Just as the dawn follows the darkest night, your breakthrough will follow your moments of trial. The process of thriving involves trusting that the darkness is temporary, that the challenges you face are shaping you for the blessings to come. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Psalm 30 verse 5. Hold on to this promise. I want you to take a moment to imagine what thriving looks like for you. Visualize the peace, the joy, and the fulfillment that comes when you are fully walking in the purpose I have for you. Let that vision inspire you to keep going, to keep trusting, and to keep believing. For as surely as the sun rises, so too will my promises come to pass in your life. But thriving is not just about you. I have called you to be a light in this world, a beacon of hope for others. As you thrive, you will inspire those around you to seek me, to trust in my goodness, and to believe in the destiny I have for them as well. This is part of your calling, to not only experience my blessings, but to share them with others. The love, the peace, and the joy I have given you are not meant to be kept to yourself, but to overflow into the lives of those around you. So, as you step into this next season of thriving, I encourage you to open your heart to those in need. Be the hands and feet of my love in this world. Speak words of life and encouragement to those who are struggling. Offer a helping hand to those who feel lost. For in doing so, you will fulfill the greatest commandment I have given you, to love one another as I have loved you. John 13 verse 34. As we close, I leave you with this: you are not alone. I am with you now and always. My love for you is unchanging, and my plans for you are filled with hope and a future. Step into this new season with confidence, knowing that you are destined to thrive. And as you thrive, share this message of hope with others, for they too are called to live abundantly. Now, before you go, I invite you to take action. If this message has touched your heart, subscribe to this channel so that we can continue this journey together. Share this video with your family and friends, so they too can hear the promises I have for their lives. Together, we can spread a message of hope, love, and thriving. Thank you for listening, and remember, you are destined to thrive. Go forth in faith and watch as I work wonders in your life.